In the past 5 minutes, you as the viewer probably noticed that in one scene, time seemed to pass very slowly, and in another scene, it went by quite quickly. You've probably experienced this before, or maybe you've heard the phrase, time flies when you're having fun. It's a phenomenon related to a mental process called signal detection. Signal detection is essentially how we attend to specific stimuli in the midst of other distracting stimuli. For example, Kyle, a VMA student who is determined to write his final term paper on a Saturday evening. He types away at his computer, but can't help but notice a loud jackhammer noise coming from a nearby construction site outside of his building. To Kyle, time is moving painstakingly slow. Each sentence he writes is interrupted by this noise. The clock has only progressed about 5 minutes, but to this student, it feels like an hour. The reason time is moving so slow is because the student cannot focus his mind on one specific task or stimuli. This causes his mind to wander, becoming more aware of everything around him and every thought that pops in his head. He decides it would be best to watch Netflix to escape the incessant noise of the jackhammer.
Did you think I'd forgotten you? Perhaps you hoped I had.
Kyle only plans to watch Netflix for a short while, but gets too caught up in the engaging stimulus Netflix has to offer. After 3 hours of complete attention on Netflix, Kyle realizes how much time he has wasted. Netflix was so effective as a stimulus that 3 hours seemed like nothing to Kyle. His attention was completely immersed, causing outside stimuli distractors to go unnoticed. If Kyle could have received the same amount of stimulation and dedicated an equal amount of focus to his term paper, perhaps the task would have flown by as quickly as watching House of Cards did. Kyle returns to his room to attempt the completion of his paper, and finds the task much easier now, as his selective attention can be focused purely on the paper.